And he's just like, nope, nope, I'm not doing it. You can't make me. It's not even that hard. And he's just complaining about how hard it's gonna be. He's be like, it's gonna be hard, and after that I'm just gonna have to go to freaking band camp. And I was like, Simon, it's not even that hard. What are you talking about? No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to, because I'm... Oh my god. It does get a little annoying sometimes. Well, I was trying to make an Australian guy, an Anzac Forces dude, but, you know, the pants aren't right. Pants are supposed to be tucked in at the bottom, but they're a different color. I like these pants, but there's like, it's not the right color, and I don't like that. They're supposed to look, if you want to make like an Anzac soldier, an Australian and New Zealand soldier, it's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be this color right here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh no. Dang it. I thought they'd be tucked. Dang it. Okay. Well, anyway, they'd look like that. But they're not the right color. Okay, I guess this'll do. And I tried to tell Simon that I was not in his sister's company. I would tell him and tell him and tell him, but he'd just go on and on and on and on and on about how I was in his company and I should know his sister and know the times and know everything. Know the time, what time you have to get up. No, it was different. Alright, there's like 3 different companies, 3 to 5, I'm pretty sure. Just like 3 to 5 different companies in each town. And each town has about 2 sections, I'd say. One section works for, well, they try and distribute, out of the 2 sections, they try and distribute the kids. These aren't adding up. Pretty sure one of my numbers is wrong. They have different companies in each town. Well, in each place. I worked for Team Corn, and there was another one. There's like certain sections, alright? There was Team Corn that worked for, it's like a strip of each thing, alright? So the Team Corn kids want a strip for, and you pull that tab and Team Corn goes. And that's like from each town. And it's just withering away each town member who's willing to detassel. How do I put this? There's different sections. And see, his sister worked for a different section of this town. And he's over there saying, oh, you worked with my sister. He's not even the one that detasseled. I would recognize his sister. I would recognize her. I could recognize pretty much every person if they showed me a picture. If they showed me a picture, I could probably recognize each person. His sister would not be one of them because she did not work with me. First time I have ever seen her was this summer. And they'd get all pissed off at me when I said, I didn't work with your sister. And he's like, yes you did work with my sister. Shut up, you don't even know. And I just stare off into space and say, did this dude, really say you don't know. And it would piss me off, and I'd get pissed at him. And we'd yell at each other. And then one day, he found out he was wrong. He's like, oh, well, I've just been, saying the wrong stuff. And I was like, yeah, right, you have been. You have been saying the wrong things. And then he put on that it's still your fault tone or something. It didn't make any sense. The stories. Oh my god, hopefully we don't have to freaking D2 fields. Those are like the worst things ever. I hate D2ing fields. D2ing fields is when you go after a field, go into a field that someone else missed pretty much everything. When you D2 a field, that's when pretty much nobody did their job and picked off the tassels on the corn. So then we have to split up. If it's like really, really bad, you have to get like 2 people for each row. Each of the 4 rows. Like there's a male corn and there's female, female, female. And then there's like male corn. And you're supposed to go in between each section. I guess. Wait, where? I can't remember. Wait. I can't remember. But D2, there's a D2, which means 2 as in 2 people per each row. D3 would mean 3 people for each row. D4 would be 4 people for each row, which is like normal. D4ing is like the first thing. Usually when you D4, there's never D3, there's never a D3, D2, or D1. We've never had a D1. I don't think it would be possible to have a D1. There have been D2s where there's just 2 people in a row to get an entire section of corn. 2 people. One person gets 2, the other person gets 2. And I hated those ones, even though I did them with Nevin. Nevin was my boy, though. Even though I did them with Nevin, I still hated him. And there was a D3, which was pretty awkward. And if you talk to Nevin about it, he'll say the same thing. But you guys don't know Nevin. You have no idea who Nevin is. Yes. You guys have no idea who that is, do you? No, you don't. But, yeah, it was pretty awkward. You guys are like, oh, what could be so awkward about being in a cornfield? Well, I'll tell you. Well, Nevin and I, we knew this girl, McKenna, alright, and she kind of liked us. You know, we were kind of cool to her. We were chill, alright? She'd call us the chill boys. She'd call us ice cubes because we were chill. She called us chilly because we had ice in our veins. But, oh wow. That was surprisingly light. Move that? Nope. Am I breaking that? I don't think so. Alright, but we were kind of like chill kids to her. The chill dudes. And, we got, alright, so Nevin and I were the cool ones, alright? And we did everything together. We went in fields every day, alright? And we were pretty, like, best friends, pretty much. And she noticed that, and then she picked us to be in her group. And while we were probably 2/4 done with a certain section in the field, she starts talking about her period. And she starts saying the most awkward things. Usually what 12 and 13-year-olds don't want to hear is someone talking about the period. Because it's awkward. And you wouldn't expect a 12 and 13-year-old boy, like teenager, to hear someone talk about their period. And she's just going on about her freaking period. She's like, oh, you have to put this tampon in here, and you gotta put a pad here, and you gotta clean this, and clean that, and shave this. And I was like, oh my god, is Nevin hearing this? And I looked at him, and he had, like, the biggest eyes, and he looked straight at me. We looked straight at each other and stopped, and she kept walking. She had no idea that we stopped. We stopped for about 10 seconds and just stared at each other. It was the most awkward thing I had ever heard. And then when we got further in the field, she's like, alright, you guys just want to ask me questions, do you? Alright, someone should write a book about this. And I was like, no thanks. And Nevin just was like, he had that same expression. Nevin had the exact same expression. And he just looked at me with a menacing stare. And we both got kind of scared. And we kind of avoided her for a few minutes. We, hid behind corn and laughed a little bit. And after we got out, we were pretty much crying. It's just so funny to have, like, pretty much a random stranger. I knew no one at the beginning. And, like, have a random stranger you become friends with them, and then they start talking about the period. Nevin is a cool dude. He's like a really cool dude, though. But you guys don't know who Nevin is. Nevin, no one knows who that is. Only I do. And he's doing detasseling again. Hopefully we don't get any more period stories. Okay, and what else? Oh, there was another guy, Brian. All right, it was kind of like his first day. All right, so he was just getting in certain rows and seeing how things are done around there, and he's in my row. All right, and he has no idea what to do. I'm like, just watch this. All right, we go, and I'd say we're about 3/4 done with the field, and he's. Alright, and we just stumble upon this huge hole. A huge hole in the ground. Alright? But we didn't know that until after we fell in. I fell in first, alright? I was looking up at the corn where the tassels usually are, and I was looking below, but I didn't see the hole right in front of me. And I walked right into it and snapped my ankle sideways. Kind of hurt for a couple hours. And he's right behind me too. He's literally right behind me, and he doesn't notice that I'm on the ground. He just sees me disappear, and he falls too. We're stuck in that hole for about 15 seconds. Like, we could not get up, and we just were covered in dirt. Alright, it was bad. It wasn't even that big though. It was probably the size of a paper plate and a half. It's about that big. And we just fell in it. Like, we tripped in it. And I had no idea what the hell just happened. And Brian's like, dude, you okay? And I was like, yeah, you okay? He's like, yeah. And we what the hell was that? What the hell did an APC tank? What the hell did an APC tank just spawn in here? I don't know. Maybe it shows what I can sell it in. Like, as soon as I hit a certain number, and I go over there, and it just shows a quick